Good evening, everyone. This is a pre-recorded video instead of a Facebook Live tonight, as we had a slight change of plans and are going to watch the musical 13 again at the Papatoa Community Theatre. So I didn't want to miss out on making this. I've got the next few things sorted out, so I didn't want to skip one and then have to reschedule everything. So I'm sure you will love making this. So this is called a pillar pop-up window card, and it's got a little stand on it so that it stands up. You don't have to put the stand on if you want it just to be, but it fits into an envelope quite nicely as well, so you can post it and then it just pops up. So let's get started. What you're going to need is, it's actually really quite easy. So what you're going to need is a piece of cardstock. Now this piece of cardstock is 4 1/8 by, we're going to put that there, 4 1/8 by 5 3/4. So 4 1/8 is half of an A4, and then this is our standard card size. Then I've got a piece of designer series paper which is 3 7/8 by 5 1/2, so it just gives us that nice even mat all the way around. This is from, it's not Hues of Happiness, it's one of the other designer series papers that's retiring, so I thought I'd use that up a bit. So we're just going to pop our designer series paper onto our base. You could do it, I did this in Mango Melody, so you can do it in any colour, and the Mango Melody was light enough to write on, but you could also just put a panel on there if you're using dark colours as well. So that one there is our base. Then this one here is our pop-up piece. Now on this one you can see that I've used the stitched rectangles, but they are retiring. So what I did is I gave another one to a friend, and I actually cut out the window. So that's what I thought I would do here, and I want to have just so that you can see you don't need to have the dies with it. So this our card base here is 4 1/8 wide, so it's the same width here, so you can use the other half of your card, and by 3 1/4. All right, so what we're going to put it in at is I want to put it in at 3/4. So on my trimmer I'm lining it up with the 3/4 mark, and I'm just popping it in there. I'm bringing my blade. Now I want to do a 3/4 inch border all the way around, so I'm going to bring my blade in and hopefully not get my head in your camera, and pop it on the 3/4 of an inch there. Then at the other end it's at 4, so I want 3/4, so I'm going to come down to 3 1/4. So I'm just going to pull my and cut there. Okay, and then I'm going to rotate my card around 180, and then I can pop it down where it was and go across to 3/4. All right, so remember there's a line on your trimmer. Then what you can do is you can turn it this way, go up to 3/4 again. You should be in line at 3/4 there, and come down to meet your, and then you can rotate it around so that you're on the other end, and again 3/4 across to 3/4. All right, and then you can just gently, you might need to snip. Where are my scissors? In the other room. I didn't get that as well organized as I thought. So this is our piece here that's going to go on there. Now your designer series paper goes onto here like so. So you can have a border on the inside, so you can glue it down and then cut it, or you can pop it in and glue it. Now, hopefully this is going to work, but I'm going to do the same thing at 3/4, 3/4 there. So 3/4 will be just after 3 there. So then rotate it round this way so that I get 3/4 there. And back to 3/4 here. Then 90 degrees at the 3/4 mark. Match up with our lines. Our cuts already. And rotate it 180 to the 3/4 mark. Line it up with our cut marks. Now hopefully this is going to work for us how I envisaged it works. If you don't want a white border on the inside, so I'll show you the difference. Sorry, I've left my snips in the other room. So this should in theory fit in there like so, so you don't get the white border. If you have dies that you want to use to cut them out, then just glue your two pieces together and then cut it run it through once. Will be fine. All right, so I'm going to glue that onto there, and because we want to make sure that it's going to stay on but it's not going to ooze out everywhere, so not too close to the edge. And pop that one down and move this out of the way. Pop that down. Alright, so then this is going to sit like that. Alright, our stand here is 4 1/4. So essentially this part here is the same size as the card base. So you would use slightly longer, but it doesn't have to be that wide. You could cut your piece of cardstock long ways and then get your base and then just use the other half to do your front frame and your stand. So you've got 4.5 wide because it's about the same width as your card. You're just going to whatever width you want it to be. Sorry, 4.5, 4 1/4 is 4 1/8 is this way. Come down 1/2 inch and score. You're just going to fold that in half, burnish that. You can use tape or glue just because of it's there. I'm going to use glue. How I pop this on the back is I line it up. If you want to put it in the center, you so can. If you've got a light card, you can use the stand as your piece to write on as well. So I have it just there a little bit and then press down with the glue down. Give it a minute if you've got glue so that it sticks to it. Alright, then our pillars. I've got a piece of cardstock. Now, depending on how big you make your frame as to how wide you want this. So essentially it's 2 1/4 long. The width depends on how much of a pillar you want. You could go all the way up here to have a bigger pillar, or you can have a smaller pillar. I just used these as I had some offcuts. This one here, it's roughly about the same size. Yeah, roughly about the same size, which is about, I think, 1.5 inches. Then we're just going to score all 4 score lines. I am going to use tape on this because it just is a little bit faster to adhere. So that one. So you need 2 of these. Oh, and you're scoring it every 1/2 inch. So I start off with it's at 2 1/4. So I score it 2, 1.5, 1/2, and then you get your little tab, that the 1/4 inches to allow a tab for you to join your pillar or your cube or your box up together. Okay, I find the easiest way is to bring in that flap and one so that it sits in the middle, and then you bring the top one over and you get this little box here. I'm going to burnish your, hopefully that's still in camera, burnish your, fold that in so that you're one over, and then that in. And then where you've got your join, I put some more tape in that part there, and there, and this side too. Alright, so we got 2 of those. So what we're going to do is your pillar is going to go, I like to keep it up, but I'm going to pop it on here, but they seem to go one way really nicely, so find which way that is, which is that one there, and I'm going to pop that at the edge, on this edge here, so on the short edge. If you wanted to do a portrait one, you could, and you could have your frame going this way. I just thought about that actually. It would have been good to do that to show you. Alright, so we've got that there, so that when you put it onto your card, it's going to sit there like that, and then you can fold it in so it'll come over a little bit. So then we're going to put this one on the same, in the same position. Nope, done that the wrong way. You want them to both be going the right way, the same way. So I want that to flatten nicely, so I'm going to pop it there on the inside frame so that it folds over that way, so they both fold this way. Alright, so when you pop it on your card, it will easily just flop down. It's not flopping up because I am playing with it. Flop down. So then we're going to take these 2 edges here and pop some double-sided tape on there. Feel free to play around with, actually you could do it that way, upwards, except I put that there. That's alright. Just get that off easier. So I've got all my stuff on the dining table still, and I've been kind of pottering up, back and forth, so when I come in to do these, it's so if we center this in our card, let me just have a look there. I'm actually looking through my phone to see if it's centered that way just a little bit, and then we're going to pop it down, press it down, there you go, and there's your pillar, so you've got your card standing up. Right, and so what I have taken, maybe it is Hues of Happiness. I've just taken some cards, some flowers from the designer series paper, and I have just cut some out, and I'm trying to use up, because this was on a piece of a smaller piece, so I'm trying to use up the edge bits so that they don't get wasted, because that would be, oh, that would not be a good use of product if I just got rid of the edge bits. So there, I did have this big one, but it kind of took up the whole thing. It's too big. I pop this here. Pop that there and that there. It'll give some. Yeah, when I planned it out, I planned on just having this one here, not putting that one in there. So, but you know, change is good. So we're just going to pop that on here. You're right up. Actually, you can go a little bit higher because you've got this space to play around with up there. So just pop that there, and then let's put that one up on a dimensional. I'm actually going to pop them on here. So that way I make sure that I get my dimensionals where I want them on the actual card instead of on the. I have that down a bit like that. There we go. And then we can put a sentiment here, which I didn't put out, but I would cut one out and put it there. If you wanted to, you could pop this somewhere on the back or on the stand, along the top of the stand. If I put that there though, there's not a lot of space to write, so that's all right. It can be used for another card. And so I would put my sentiment down here using the favorite, can't get it out. I think I got the wrong size shelf for my punches, so it's really hard to get the punch out. So using our scalloped, our double oval punch, and I'd put that about there. So when you pop it in your envelope, it'll still fit into your envelope like so, and then when it comes out of the envelope, it can stand and be. Let me glue that on. There. So when you see it standing up like so, and here is the other one with the turtle. So there's the two together, all complete. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed that. Sorry that I wasn't with you tonight, but I hope you enjoy the video and have a go at making this card, and I will see you back on Sunday night. All right, bye for now.